Hey guys, Nick here, Last Stop Reviews, coming at you today with my final thoughts over the Xgearlive Defender Series case. Now guys, I used this for a few days. I definitely like this. It's one of those cases I will probably go back to, so I'm really not going to waste a lot of time. If you've seen the unboxing, you saw my initial reactions to it. So let's just jump up to the close-up cam and let's see my final thoughts. Okay guys, as I was saying, this is an Xgearlive Defender Series case from Xgearlive.com. It is currently on sale for $10. It's normally $20. Now, I'm going to try doing something a little different here where I don't really waste a lot of time going over little nitpicky details. I'm just mainly going to hit the good and the bad of this case. Straight through, not really a lot of rambling. But putting this case on, it's actually really easily. It doesn't pull up screen shields, which is definitely a positive on it. Just kind of pull it around and it fits nicely. Now, to start with the good things, this case has an amazing lay on the table design. It's got it's a nice thick silicone case. So you can drop it, you can pretty much throw this thing, and your phone's going to be pretty well protected. I actually was unfortunate enough to drop my phone the other day from about ear height, so about 5-6 feet, and it withstood the fall very well. So I can definitely say it's a sturdy case. It's going to protect the phone amazingly well. Another thing I like about this is the cutouts are really nice. The volume rocker is covered by the silicone, but you can definitely still feel the volume click, which is something it's kind of just a picky issue with me on silicone cases, that if it doesn't click, I don't know if I'm hitting it or not, and it's just kind of an issue. The silent switch can be a little bit difficult to get to if you're used to just running your finger over it and flipping it back and forth. You definitely do have to get your fingernail in there and switch it, but I mean, that's not a huge thing, so that's just kind of a neutral column. But the cutouts on this thing, guys, are really nice. The headphone port is pretty close to center on that, to the point where it's not really going to mess up any headphones. You're going to be able to use any of the headphones you guys have. Camera hole also is very nicely cut out. And the standby button is very easy to hit, as I was saying. Now, some of the things I'm not so fond of this case, the main one that absolutely kills it for me is the dock connector on the bottom. It's a really well thought out idea, but just because so many people use docks like the universal dock or a sound dock, that this really does get in the way, where if you are trying to pull it back and dock it, you're just going to have that sitting back there, and it's just not going to dock that well. It's going to be bulging up, it's just not going to be sitting well, and it's definitely going to put a little bit of stress on the docking pins. So I'm definitely not fond of that. I actually had to go back to using a USB cable for charging, and just for that reason alone, I did not like it. Another bad thing is, since it is a silicone rubber case, if you're playing like a home run derby game, you'll definitely be flicking this a lot. You'll be catching it a lot, and I don't know, I just don't like that. Another issue with that is whenever you flick it, I mean, normally it'll lay flat like that, but whenever you flick it, it doesn't come back to flat, and you always have to just kind of flatten it back out. The bottom, because the dock connector is the same way, where it definitely does not lay flat, you have the chrome exposed, when really it should be like that. But because the dock connector definitely pushes it up, it just doesn't work out that well. The back definitely picks up a lot of lint, just because they have this little textured area around the X. And if you have any crud, junk, anything in your pocket that this can pick up, it will pick it up. This thing is like a magnet for lint. I'm not a huge fan of that, because I like keeping my cases nice and clean, and as you guys can see, this has just a little gunk all over it. The back does definitely have a nice grip to it though, because this X, I don't know why it's not really raised up that much, but there is definitely a little kind of a groove that runs around here that really helps you grip onto the phone really nicely. But guys, overall, it's an okay case. It's for $10, it's a no-brainer to get. It's going to protect your phone really well. For $20, I'd still say it's going to be a pretty good buy, mainly because most $20 cases you get is going to be something similar to the Incipio Feather, and this definitely will beat the Feather hands down as far as protection and durability. Last thing I can really say, guys, is this, for all the flaws that this case has, which really isn't that many, it definitely is a great case for $20. It's going to protect your phone really well, and you really don't have to worry about your phone if it's in this. You can drop it and it's not going to have a lot of issues. So guys, if you're looking for a nice sturdy silicone case, I would definitely recommend this one, unless you like using a dock, because that little piece right there is going to kill you. I've been tempted to take a little X-Acto knife and just take that off, and then it'd be a great case. It really would. It would dock nice in all of my accessories. It would just be a great universal case. But guys, this is Nick, Last Stop Reviews, just giving my final thoughts on the Xgearlive Defender series, and I will catch you guys later.